Yeah, they don't know what to do. It's great. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Good. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
I have a question. I hope you can help me out here because, you see, I've supported Trump from the beginning. I voted for Trump. I have everybody I know was for Hillary, so it made for some interesting conversations, and they're still actually speaking to me. But I kept saying, just wait and see, just wait and see. He has the best interest of the country, stuff like that. So now, with the appointment of Steve Bannon, and now everybody's saying, oh, he appointed a racist, and now what do you think? And he's a racist. Trump is a racist. Everybody racist, and I don't even know what to say to them about that. I think that if Trump wanted to unite the country, why would he pick someone like that is so controversial? Why not pick somebody who would make people relax? So I would like for you to discuss that and help me out here.
Well, first of all, it's not Trump's duty to make people relax. If you didn't vote for him and you voted for Hillary, it's too damn bad. You need to relax because he's the president of the United States. And so it's not anybody's duty to try to make people relax. They're not going to relax anyway. Plus, normally, if somebody says you think Bannon's a racist, two things you can do, Mary. Either just stare at them and smile broadly and ask them if is there anything else they have to discuss because you're busy, or explain to them or ask them where it is that there's something about Bannon being racist. Like, what's the proof? Because, we're tired in this country of just being called racist because we exist and because we have white skin or because we support a certain candidate. So if they can somehow come up with something that says that proves that Steve Bannon is racist, other than actually reporting news that isn't on CBS, then move on. But but Trump's it's not Trump's job to calm people's baby fears and or pre-existing lies about people who were on his staff.
Well, not if they're not racist. I don't know. I Googled it, and I saw all these references to his derogatory statements about Jews. That was the only thing I could see online. And I think that it is, as the leader of the country, I think it's a good idea to, maybe it's not his duty, but I think that to try and quell and calm the people who are so upset, that's 50%. That's more than 50%.
Right, I know, Mary, but why isn't any but why isn't there any responsibility put on the people themselves? Donald Trump, for the past year and a half, busted his rear end to win an election. So now, and he won. So now, why is it, again, I understand that you need to be the leader of everybody. I get that. But what is he's not doing anything. He's hiring a guy who helped him get elected. And so I'm trying to figure out, why is it that it now is everybody else's responsibility to make everybody who is not happy, happy? I don't understand that.
Well, I just don't understand this one appointment. I don't know.
I know. You don't know because
you're just saying suck it up. That's your response.
I kind of am, because here's the thing. You're only responding because you're afraid of what your coworkers, whoever it is around you, is going to say about Steve Bannon.
Yeah, well, I have these conversations with people. I just needed a talking point.
Right, but they don't. But they have. Make them have the talking point. Other than just calling somebody racist, what else do they have? Clearly you had to go back to a computer and Google it because you just accepted it when they said he's racist. Why didn't you challenge them?
Well, because I don't know anything about. I never heard of. I'm not that active in politics. So I had to research it and see who he was.
Okay, but you had a conversation. Right, you had a conversation with somebody who called him racist, and clearly they had no evidence put forth to you because you had to look it up.
True.
So why would you subject yourself to that by listening to somebody blabber on about how somebody's racist, and it never occurs to you to say, Tell me why he's racist. I mean, so you just say, well, I don't know, and then you go back instead of making them prove it. Why is it that somebody can come up to you, and I'm not scolding you, I'm just saying, why is it somebody can come up to you and say he's racist, and they don't have to provide any proof at all?
Well, I don't know. They're all hysterical.
Well, I know, but
they're rioting. Well, they're not rioting, but they're protesting in the street. I've never seen anything like this. And I'm like, why doesn't everybody just chill out and give the guy a chance and see what happens? Either he's going to do what he says, or he's not. And if he's not, then he's just a lying liar. And if he does do what he says, then the country's going to really be in for a great surprise.
Make people, all right, but don't just simply let somebody come up to you and call somebody racist without any proof whatsoever.
Okay, that is a good point.
It's the way. You know what this is? This is an effort by the left. They're a bunch of fascists, and all they're trying to do is pin the Star of David on your shirt. That's what they're trying to do. And the Star of David in this case is the word racist, and that's what they're doing. Yeah. I mean, and so that's really what this is about. This is about coercion. This is about suppression. This is a mass movement that has nothing to do with their freedom and everything to do with taking yours away in terms of just being happy and with your vote and everything else. So they just sit there around and call people racist, and then they're done. But they need to be pressed on it.
Thank you. Now, that was a very good point. I like that. I appreciate that, because this whole time I felt like my right to choose my candidate was being threatened by this whole campaign. I mean, you can't even, there were no signs anywhere on the streets where I live. In the whole, 5-10 square mile area, you never saw a sign because everybody was afraid to support their candidate. It was ridiculous.
Right, and of course the fascists were fooled because they thought that they had it all going on, and they didn't see. Of course, you could tell by the rallies that were attended, 15,000, 20,000 people attending rallies. Oh. It was pretty easy to see what was really happening. But at some point, Americans just tuned out. They didn't listen to the media. They lied to pollsters, or just didn't even bother with it, or with their stickers and everything else, and just said, you know what, I'm going to vote for Trump, and that's exactly what happened.
Right, and so, that was me. I was one of those people.
Yeah,
I kept my mouth shut and voted for Trump.
Right, they thought they had it in the bag because they thought they had successfully bullied everybody into believing Trump was a racist, everything else, and they thought they had the media on their side and everything else, and now they're very hurt because they thought that it was a sure thing. And these protests have happened before. When Ronald Reagan was elected, same things happened. So. But don't let somebody just call somebody racist and then leave it to you to have to go back to a computer and Google. And by the way, Google, I wouldn't even trust them. So, yeah.
Right. Okay, well, thank you. I appreciate that. That was very interesting.
Yeah, well, thank you. I mean, I just feel bad for you that you fell victim to someone who just reflexively called somebody racist, and then, you didn't want to argue with them, so you didn't ask them to prove it. You just kind of sat there like we all have done, but no more. I mean, make sure people, have to step up with facts before they can say that, in my opinion.
Right. Well, I appreciate it, and I listen to you every day, and I really learn a lot from you, so thank you.
Well, thank you, Mary. I appreciate you calling, and hang in there.
Okay, thanks.
Okay?
You too.
Happy days are here again. I'll take your phone calls on the other side of this break.